All right, welcome to another edition of the freeform, not freeform. Damn, what the fuck's wrong with me? Hold on. uh, the BS sessions. We have so many hats, Jerry. You got three podcasts, I got two. It's like, again, it gets confusing, but we're doing a
Four
guest.
actually. I got four actually.
You got four. Oh, the
Yeah.
wrestling
Well,
one. What?
no,
Three
What?
shots down.
one. I got that one and another one. You guys, come on. You know which other
You
one I
got
do.
freeform, you got BS, you got three shots down. That's three.
But my other one is retired for the season.
Oh, okay. I don't consider that a podcast. It was like a webcast.
Oh,
Ah,
okay, whatever.
okay. But yeah, Andy, I guess it is a podcast. But man, we got a guest pick. Every third episode, we give the guest a pick, man. And Al picked a good one tonight, man. He picked, we're doing Ozzy versus Dio discography, and we're gonna start. You explain it, Al.
A catalog battle, I'm calling it. Like Ozzy versus Dio. And I also threw in to make it, what is it? How many is it now?
12,
13, 12 or 13. Yeah.
12 albums.
12. So to make it 12 versus 12, because Dio really only had 10 studio albums, we put in Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules as well to make it an even 12 against 12. So Ozzy has a covers album, which obviously we didn't include there. So he's got 12 studio albums. So um sometimes, like, I mean, I know the way Andy does it, he likes to line up like the albums, but I mean, this it didn't, it only lined up like maybe once or twice and then kind of went off different fucking years, but it doesn't matter. We're just pitting the first album versus first album and then going from there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that was my I don't know, idea. I just kind of thought of it, and this has always been kind of like Ozzy versus Dio anyway. So I figured,
Yeah.
I was almost gonna be like, well, let's just start with the Dio Rainbow years, and then the last few, and to match that up, I would say like go the last few albums with Ozzy and Sabbath. But it just made sense to just start Ozzy's solo career and go from there and match Dio up with that. So
That was a really good idea, man. Just like we like to have a guest pick, especially guests that are on the show a lot, man. We like to give you guys input because you know what, we don't have to think for a week. It's really cool,
Yeah.
man.
And some of these albums, man, I have not heard in years, dude. That I mean, especially some of these later Dio albums, man. It's like wow. So it's actually kind of nice to go revisit them. So
yeah, and yeah, it would give me an excuse to revisit them as well because
yeah,
I hadn't heard them in a long time either, and I forgot like how good a quality like some of those later albums are too, man. It seems like I mean he's probably a bit more appreciated now because he's gone and people could
Right.
kind of dig in those comments. But I remember when those albums came out, I kind of didn't even really get them, to be honest with you. I was more on Ozzy, man. I was more in Ozzy mode. I was just more, and I kind of regret like not even giving Dio a chance and getting his album. But now, actually, like I got this a while back, so this is like the later years.
Nice.
It's Angry Machines, Magica, Killing the Dragon, and Master of the Moon. So it's his last four solo albums, and I found a lot of really great stuff on there. And I think this catalog battle might be surprising, actually. So
Yeah, Joseph Staub was supposed to be on here today. He still might jump in,
mhm.
so we don't know, but I have his list of what albums win between each album. And
Yeah.
Jerry, man, what's going on, man? I didn't start with you today.
whatever. It's all good. I mean,
No,
I'm doing fine, man. Yeah, doing good.
because
Can't
we always
complain.
let the guests talk. If whoever
That's
picks
okay.
the no, whoever picks the battle or whatever, we let them talk first. So,
Well, we'll discuss that when my contract needs to be renegotiated, man.
oh,
So
you bitch,
we'll
contract. Nobody's
my
paying.
my agent will be in touch with you, by the way.
All right, man. Well, let's do what we always do before we get into the main topic. We get into the BS. The BS is like music news, movie news, whatever kind of news. Yeah, no fucking politics. Politics sucks. I'm gonna be fucking having a hard time on Facebook till November. But oh yeah, and you've already started, Jerry. So
No, my wife put me in my place. I posted something the other day, and my wife said, "You take that fucking shit down." Now I am not going through another fucking year like I did in 2000. 2020. So
Oh, that was a horrible
take
year,
the show.
man.
So
Well,
the only person that can censor me censored me.
yeah. Well, let's get into this guy isn't Dawkins, and he was on one of these Dio albums, Strange Highways, Jeff Pilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about Jeff Pilson a lot because for some reason these two have been at Don and Jeff have been going at it a little bit, but this isn't about Dawkins. This is about what he thinks about streaming. The ridiculously bad royalty rate for music streaming is unsustainable. He goes, well, streaming is a big part of our consideration right now because it's a primary source where people listen to music is through streaming service. And that is rough on an artist because the royalty rate for streaming is ridiculously bad. So for us, it's really comes down to you do your best. We still sell physical CDs, so that's a good thing. Our audience still goes and buys physical CDs. So that's cool. And then we get everything going here, and the streaming becomes a consideration because the revenue stream is much lower. I think what's going to have to happen these days is that musicians are going to need to do what the actors and writers just did in Hollywood and either come up with a strike or something to renegotiate what streaming revenue is because it's really, really poor. He continued, it's unsustainable. You're not going to get people being able to make a living making music pretty soon. And that's going to be dangerous. Then the standards of music are going to go way down. Something we are dead to set to avoid. What do you think about that, Al?
Oh, he's right. Well, this has been an ongoing, battle. I mean, with this, the way artists get paid for streaming. I mean, it's just was it like a million streams and they get what, like fucking $2 or some shit. Something to that stupid effect or whatever. But I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, it needs to be. It's still something that needs to be rectified. I mean, I artists that make music really need to get their fair share, man. It's just the same old shit going back to record companies, man, just ripping off artists. Unless you were smart and signed a good deal, so many bands and artists got ripped off, man, and it's just an ongoing thing, man. And I don't know. He makes up a good point with the strike thing, but I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know. It's like, what are they gonna do? Stop making music? The streaming services probably won't care. The
No.
shitload of music that you can already stream. So I don't know how they would go about doing a strike thing, man. Unless they pull all their stuff off streaming services and threaten to sue, I guess, or whatever. I guess they could do it that way, but I guess that's the way they could do it. I mean, if artists band together and do that and have all their stuff pulled, but you'd have to have a lot of major artists, man. Big popular artists get in the same, mindset and same pool and pull their stuff, man. I don't know. It's been ever since the internet, man. It's been a free for all, man. It's like a fucking musical wasteland. And he's right, like the quality of music with all the streaming and all that stuff. It's so polluted. Everything is just in whoever has no business making music makes music and puts it out there, So whatever, man. But I mean, on the other hand of it, we talked about this, I think, in another episode. I've discovered so many new artists through streaming and the internet and all that stuff. So it's really kind of a double-edged sword, There's there's good sides and bad sides to it. So that's my take on it.
I remember a few years ago, Def Leppard didn't have any of their stuff streaming, and
didn't they re-record
they
their
re-recorded "Pour Some Sugar on Me" and a couple other songs and re-released it streaming themselves because Universal wasn't going to give them a good deal, so they must have some control over their music. They wouldn't let Universal stream it. And then a new president of Universal Music came and says, "Why aren't we streaming Def Leppard? What's going on with Def Leppard? Why aren't we streaming him?" And he says, "Well, we don't have a deal with them. They won't let us put it out." He says, "Well, that's dumb." So he brought him in, negotiated a deal with them. So I think artists who have control of their music can negotiate deals. It like Taylor Swift, Def Leppard, probably Journey.
Taylor Swift re-recorded all her albums.
Yeah,
she did. She's been re-recording all her albums.
because
now
that's
it's
a producer.
everything says Taylor's version on it now. Like when you see him in the but she was like, fuck you, man. To the I forgot the guy's name. That was
Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun. That's it.
How do you know that?
I
You're a
knew it too.
secret.
I remember hearing about it, man.
I
I
know.
just
I'm just joking
name.
with Jared. Just giving him shit. But yeah, Def Leppard, and then the first day they released it streaming, I think all around the world, number one, number top 10, all their albums were like
Yeah.
all freaking hit. Like fucking, it was a bonanza for them and Spotify or whoever streamed them at that time. But I'm just saying, I don't know what they could do about this. They would have to get a lot of major artists that own their shit to get on there and say, we're pulling our shit until you help these smaller artists. It would have to be the big artist to help the smaller ones to go on strike. I think that that would be my idea, to get Def Leppard, the Taylor Swifts with her album streaming, her Taylor version or whatever,
Yeah.
Journey and big band, AC/DC, man, get in there. I know AC/DC owns all their shit, you know, stuff like that. Get these big bands in there to help the small guys get their money, man. But what do you think about it, Jerry?
I wonder if all these bands that have sold off their catalogs, I guess they won't have any control of their music anymore, where it's played at, right?
No, when you sell off your catalog, I mean, whoever
Yeah.
buys it can do what they want with it.
So that's kind of something some bands have to deal with, I guess.
It seems like a lot of the older artists now are selling off their catalogs. They're cashing out.
Right.
Which, I mean, if you're in your 70s, man,
Sure, why
dude,
not?
I mean, I would do the same thing if I had a vast catalog and I can get, fucking $500 million or some, ridiculous amount, you
Yeah.
know,
Did
for
Paul
it.
McCartney do that?
I don't think he sold off his catalog yet.
I don't think
I
he
don't
ever
think,
would. Just me,
well,
leave
why
it to his
not?
family. Because he leave it to his family.
Hmm. But
He's already got billions.
but
He's all
but if
right.
you can get, and for his catalog, I mean, he could probably get a billion. He could probably break
Yeah,
records, dude. He could
I
probably get
think
$1
so
billion
too.
for his catalog. I mean, why not, dude?
Yeah,
He's in
but you
his
mentioned. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead, finish.
no. I'm just saying he's in his 80s. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
but
good.
bands like Doc, and it's kind of a, like you said, a double-edged sword, because if they were to pull their music off streaming and just rely on their website sales, I mean, I don't know how well that would go for them, if well at all. I don't know, but we talked about it before, how some idiot can get a computer and a fucking auto tune and make a record on fucking YouTube now. So it's very diluted, and
Rebecca Black. Okay.
she made millions off that fucking stupid song, dude.
Well, people are
I mean,
dumb.
Justin Bieber, man, same fucking thing, man.
It's like
That's
that movie Idiocracy. People have no taste.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a solution for it, to be honest. So, streaming is the more popular way of getting your music heard nowadays.
Dumb songs made by smart people though that fucking
Yeah.
make money, dude. I mean,
Hey,
But
if any one of us would make a stupid song and it hit, and one of us became a millionaire from it, I wouldn't think you're stupid, dude.
she bangs. She bangs. Oh. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. If you guys ever seen the Mike Judge movie Idiocracy with Luke Wilson and Maya Rudolph, and
Yeah.
a pretty good movie. But the thing is, when you look at that, it's like, oh my God, I'm seeing this shit happen now. Society is getting so dumbed down. It's fucking like, yeah, like if me and you, Jerry, went to the future, we'd be fucking Luke Wilson. We'd be the smart guys. It's like, God damn. We're not
That's what
dumb.
that was what's so funny about Beavis and Butthead when they came back, like in the early 2010, that area.
Yeah.
They thought they were too smart for what was going on in MTV at the time. It's like, we're too smart for these guys, like Kardashians and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we are getting dumber as the decades go on. So yeah, it could be interesting to see in about 30 years
Yeah.
what we look like.
So the big news of the week, I already made a video of it and I got a lot of shit about it. But Slayer is reuniting, Al.
Yeah, well, just no band ever fucking retires, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just whatever, man. It's fine. I don't care. Listen, man. Anybody who falls for the farewell tour shit, it's just so fucking stupid, bro. I mean, Who's left, man? I mean, that falls for that stuff, dude. It's like, I don't know, man. Look at the track records, man. I don't know. It's just
Well,
good
after
for them,
Motley
man.
Crue
I mean, they
signing
want
it,
to come back. They want to. I love Slayer anyway, dude. But whatever, it's. I knew they were going to come back. I mean, it was inevitable. Twisted Sister's next.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
telling you, dude. I'm
yeah.
telling you, man. You know,
Well, Mike
somebody's
Port,
gonna throw.
they'll have
Somebody's
to
gonna
get
throw.
enough.
Somebody's
money,
gonna throw
sorry.
enough money at him, man. It's gonna happen.
That's true. Yep. Yeah, I don't think a band should ever say they're going to do a farewell tour unless it's just a money grab. Maybe
I made a
perhaps,
joke
but,
about it on somebody. I think it was like Wayne Noon or whatever. I made a joke about it. It was like he said something about like, why do these bands have been, why don't you just say they're taking a break? And I said something like, well, because if a band announces I'm taking a break tour, it doesn't make as much money as
Right.
as a farewell tour. A farewell tour has this cachet of like, you better go see them now, or it's that's why everybody rushes and they make the concerts sell out and all that shit. And then look what happened to Motley Crue and all that stuff. So
But didn't Ozzy start this trend? No more tours.
yeah, the Who started this fucking
Oh, the
trend.
Who started it. Oh, in 1980. Yeah.
Yeah, 1982 was like billed as they may have been the first band to build something as a farewell tour.
So we
Yeah.
got the Who to blame for this shit.
Yeah, the Who's like hold my beer, like
Right.
Oh my God. I'm just going, man. But Motley Crue signing a fucking contract and shit. That was fucking lame.
that was the whole thing with that was they literally signed a fucking contract saying that we'll never tour again, we'll never whatever the contract was and shit, and then 5 years later they rip up the contract. It's like,
But there was a stipulation in the contract, unless all four of us agree to it. It was in the fine print.
oh my God, dude.
I remember them talking about that. And they got Mick Mars to agree with it and they kicked him out of the band. Fuckers. But fucking what do you think about that fucking Slayer? Fucking Slayer. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they should just fucking say that their tour is going to be. This might be our farewell tour. We're not sure yet, but this might be. So you might want to come and see us. It might be our last tour. Maybe they should put like
Rush did that.
on this. Yeah, but
what about
yeah,
the thing that made
Foreigner.
the historic farewell tour by Foreigner.
I got a good segue for Foreigner.
A cover band from Foreigner.
All right,
going to come back.
Go ahead, Jerry. Keep going.
No, I mean you're right. It's just like you can't. When somebody mentions they're doing it on a farewell tour, you got to kind of snicker, dude, and say, "Yeah, right. We'll see if that's true or not." So yeah, I mean, it's I don't know if it's a cash grab why you do that, or I don't.
It
know
is. It's a cash grab.
I mean, I'm excited. I like Slayer. I think they got Gary Holt and what's his name? Are still the drummers from Exodus, right?
Full boss stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so that's a good band he's got. I mean, they're not.
It's the same lineup.
Yeah,
it's the same lineup as when they were touring the last, whatever.
I know people like Dave Lombardo. People love Dave Lombardo and all, but I like the Exodus members being in the band. They sound pretty good, so I might go see them if they come around.
I don't think Paul Bostaph was in Exodus.
He wasn't. I thought he was.
No, Gary Holt, but I don't think Paul.
Gary Holt
was. Gary Holt was in Exodus.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe you're right.
Paul Bostaph. I mean, he came into Slayer in like '94 for Divine Intervention.
Okay, I might be wrong, but I know Gary Holt was there.
Yeah, and then the next couple albums. So most of the '90s albums was Paul Bostaph, and then Lombardo came back, and
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Well, Lombardo had a falling out with them, so I don't think he'll ever come back.
No.
So
there's been a lot of jokes about the Slayer thing on Facebook.
It's just weird timing to me because Kerry King announced this whole new project,
right?
And then all of a sudden it's like fucking one day. It's just like, well, they're only doing 2 festival dates, so maybe they're just doing a couple festivals and that's it, Wow. But once they taste that money, man, it's gonna be, they're gonna do a full blown tour, just like every other band does.
Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of jokes on there. I remember one of them where it said, "Damn, Kerry King." It said he's out. It's 2 weeks later, he's having a solo album out, and he goes, "Oh, this isn't good. Let's get Slayer back together." Or another one where it shows Gene Simmons said, "Hey, Paul, what are you doing? It's a Slayer gets back together. So it's like fucking even Kiss is getting involved in this joke. I don't care for Slayer. And I'm gonna say right here because I got shit. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Good Music 30 on fucking YouTube. He said, why can't you like people who like Slayer or fucking Merciful Fate and you get butthurt when people hate Sammy Hagar? Okay. Jerry, do you like Slayer?
Yeah, I like Slayer.
Do you like Merciful Fate?
Yes.
Do you Al, do you like Slayer and Merciful Fate?
I love them.
Are we friends?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's all I gotta say about that. And I don't get butthurt about Sammy Hagar. I think that shit's funny. So you're an idiot. All right, and let's get to the next story since we're talking about Foreigner. Lou Graham says there's still a hatchet to be buried between him and Mick Jones. I was not treated the way I thought I should be treated. I still don't feel totally right with Mick, Lou admitted. The hatchet needs to be buried, and it's still right between us, to make it right between us. And if we could do that, that'd be great, but it's just fine, even if the hatchet's not buried. Sometimes these things never resolve. What do you think about that, Al?
Well, I mean, they're nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so if they get inducted, they're gonna have to be on stage together to accept the award. I don't know what the whole dynamic between those two guys are. I thought, it's weird, man. I thought like they did communicate, and Lou said like, oh, I haven't spoken to him in like since we were inducted into Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Eddie Trunk.
What was that like? 20 was that like 20 years ago already? Or
yeah, he did a tour with them, and Lou said he didn't do a tour with them. Remember, he came on with Kelly and stuff.
I thought he did. Didn't he do shows?
He did do that, but he said he never did it. And Eddie Trunk goes, well, yeah, you did. Lou's having some dementia or something, man. Because I
thought there was videos of him up there.
So. There is.
He did a few years ago. I think wasn't it right before COVID?
Yeah, right before COVID.
Because they didn't have people. Some of the actual other members come in.
Yes, they had. They had all the like
Rick Wills
and Dennis Elliott and the other guys.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Lee Greenwood or whatever his name is, Greenwood.
Al Greenwood, I think. Is Al?
Yeah, Greenwood? But he also said that he was at that Florida concert when Randy Rhoads died the day after, and Ozzy got another guitar player to play. No, he didn't play that. They canceled that show because Dr. Fuck was at that show, and he said Ozzy didn't play because Randy Rhoads died the day earlier. So Lou's memory is kind of bad.
It's funny, man. Sometimes artists, they just don't remember their own what they do. It's weird. When he said like, oh, I haven't spoken to him in like, I'm like, dude, didn't you do like shows like a couple of years ago? Like, a couple of sporadic guest appearances. Was Mick Jones not there? I mean, he was there.
He was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. It was kind of strange hearing that.
Yeah, I was just going, now I don't know, because Mick Jones and him have talked a lot, and he's not remembering it, man. But
well, he's got to be what, 80?
No, he's like 70 something.
No, Mick Jones, I think, is going to be 80 this year, but Lou Graham is younger. He's only like, I think he's like 74.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought they're about the same age. I guess Mick would be.
I seen him live, and he looks like a little dwarf, but his voice is still there. So, but what do you think about that, man? What do you think about Lou saying him and Mick need to bury a hatchet?
I mean, it'd be cool to see. I mean, they made great fucking music together. You hate to see bands fucking leave on sour notes because they're 80 and 74, man. I mean, tomorrow could be it for either one of them. So I always think it's probably best to try to bury the hatchet before bad shit happens. Look what happened to CCR. I mean, look at fucking John Fogerty's brother flipped him off as he was dying. I mean, that's some bad shit there, dude. I mean, so I always thought forgive, man, if you can. I mean, I understand that people do some shitty stuff to you and backstab the fuck out of you, but I don't know. I always try to find the good in the situation, and that's what
we as fans always want to see that, but again, man, we're not in these bands. We don't see like the inner dynamic that goes on in like, I mean, it's just some people may just not fucking can't stand each other, man. It's look at fucking how much money's getting thrown at Skid Row to reunite with Sebastian Bach, and they won't fucking do
Yeah.
it. I don't know, man. Something.
I mean, shit. I've been in garage bands where I couldn't stand the motherfucker. We never even played a show live, and I couldn't stand the fucker. So I
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah, dude. It's just. I mean, I've been in bands too, man, and luckily, like bands that I was in we all got along and shit like that. So it was, but there was times when we'd fight too. You disagree on shit and stuff, and you bury, next day it's just like, hey, dude, I was sorry and all that shit, and you just carry on. But I mean, a lot of these bands that tour together for years and years, and they're on the road together for so long. It's you don't know, man. It's just like it's like marriages, man. They grow apart, So
Yeah, but Lou did play with Foreigner and Kelly, so it's just like,
hey, I
dude,
don't understand how he doesn't remember
because I
that.
remember they were playing LA and I couldn't get tickets for that. I wanted to see Lou again, but I did
And I
see
think
Lou at a club.
I think
Yeah.
he came out, and I remember in Jones Beach, New York, they were doing a show there, and then I think Lou came out on that show because I remember there was talk about it that after the show happened, like he made a guest appearance. I think there was a set list and everything that showed that Lou sang this and this. So I don't understand. I think that happened right before COVID hit. Like
Yeah, it
so
did.
I don't understand like where he's not remembering. You know.
He didn't sound
Anyway.
like he sounded a little out of it. He was stuttering a lot in an
Hmm.
interview with Eddie Trunk.
I mean,
Well,
that's probably what it is. He's just not remembering.
dude,
He's
the
not
guy survived
remembering.
brain. The guy survived brain
Yeah.
cancer,
Oh, fuck yeah.
dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
He said all his vitals are good and he's losing weight, so that's pretty good.
Good.
So I love Warner. I'm glad they finally got nominated. And if you people out there, I don't think you're watching, who vote for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, vote for fucking Foreigner and then get Sticks in, because I think once that fucking Jan Wiener's fucking gone, it's gonna change. I think it's gonna change. I have hope, man. Even though it does suck, because they're still nominating hip hop shit. But we already talked about that thoroughly. But let's get into some movie news, man. We have to have some movie news in here. Looking good news for those of you who hate movies with over reliance on CGI. Michael Keaton told People magazine that Beetlejuice is old school practical effects. The one thing that me and Tim Burton and I decided on early, he says early from the beginning, if we ever did it again, I was totally not interested in doing something where there's just was too much technology. It had to feel handmade. When you get to do something like that again after years of standing in front of a giant screen, pretending somebody's across the way from you, this is just enormous fun. What do you think about that, Al?
About CGI, about his thing on
No,
CGI.
Michael, they're making the new Beetlejuice movie with Michael Keaton with practical effects, no CGI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's cool, man. I mean, when I see a movie nowadays, man, it's too much CGI. It's just fucking too artificial, man. It's like I feel like, it's. Hey, I like, that's I guess me talking as an older guy, it doesn't beat the classic movies, man. I mean, when I saw a movie like, I don't know, Exorcist, and they actually made the room cold where you
Yeah.
could see their breath. Yeah, Planet of the Apes, whatever, dude. I mean, any of the old movies, man, and they actually used, like The Exorcist, they made their room, refrigerated their room just so you could see their breath. They actually did shit like that because it was the 70s, man. It's the way, effects were made and stuff. And now it's like, they can make the breath with CGI, and I don't know, it just gave it a more authentic, feel to the movie. I mean, that movie's so atmospheric. I mean, when you're in that room with them and they're cold and you see the breath, you feel cold. You get the chill. You know what I mean? I don't think there's movies that are made like that anymore to make you feel that, So I think this is cool, like, with the Beetlejuice, if they're gonna go back to more of an old school effect type of thing. I think it's cool,
Well,
They're
Michael,
remaking this. Was Michael Keaton gonna be in it, or
yeah, he's in it. Him and Tim
okay?
Burton are doing it, and he
Was it?
said,
It's a remake or is just
no,
another?
it's a sequel.
Yeah.
It's a
They've
sequel.
already
Okay.
had. You remember at the end of Beetlejuice where he has this huge number?
Yeah.
They already made a poster where his number is almost going to be called.
Really? I didn't know. That's funny.
Yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's really
That's funny,
cool.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I think that girl. I think that girl that played Wednesday is going to be like
Wednesday's in
Lydia's
there, and
daughter. Yeah,
Winona Ryder's in there too.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it
they
should be
should.
good then.
Yeah, I love Tim Burton
Hopefully.
movies, but
Hopefully.
but Michael Keaton's played like in Marvel movies or whatever Spider-Man movies, so he knows green screens, and he says this is so much better than doing stupid green screens. That's what he was saying. It's just enormous fun to do practical effects. Like I like the new Planet of the Apes movies that the apes are all CGI, but there was nothing like real humans inside these ape costumes. You know, it made them look more human, you know. I thought it was pretty cool. Especially Roddy McDowall, man. I love Roddy McDowall. You guys like Roddy McDowall? Fucking
Oh yeah,
rules.
it was great.
Fucking what's that movie? Fright Night? I love that movie with him, man. But what do you think about it, Jerry?
I mean, that's what I hated about the prequel from Star Wars, man. That was just nothing but fucking CGI all the way through it. I mean, I'd rather see an Ewok with a zipper fucking in the back, with a human being in it, than seeing fucking CGI shit. Yeah, I mean, good for fucking Michael Keaton for doing that, man. I mean, they're sucking humanity out of everything nowadays, man. So it's good to hear that some things are retorting back, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited about that movie. So
Me too.
that's
And
all I really got to say.
Also, he was talking about the room being called Nightmare on Elm Street, where that room where Johnny Depp died, they fucking had that room on a spindle to turn it upside down and stuff with the blood. So the blood looks like it's coming from the waterbed. So they practical effects, it looks more real. It's not like it doesn't look cartoonish, you know. It's like I have
Wait,
my lead at my I'll give you an example. My lead at work, she said that who is it? I think Kevin Smith. He was showing his daughter or some family member. I don't know who it is. Some actor showed his daughter. Oh, it was the guy who played Scotty, the new Scotty from
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg was showing his kid Star Wars. And he sees the old Star Wars he shows him the new Star Wars prequel. And then they get to return, like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Look, Dad, Yoda's real. He didn't think Yoda was real until he saw the puppet.
Yeah, I mean, even the original Star Wars, those are all like models and shit they do. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't CGI, it was actual real shit, but I mean, it was just
But
so
but
cool
a
how they made
kid
movies back then.
a kid knew Yoda was real when he saw the original puppets instead of the CGI Yoda. He thought so. That's pretty fucking cool. That should tell movie makers we don't like the CGI shit. I can go back to fucking get some Jim Henson or whatever in there and fucking get some folio, get some good fucking artists making models again. Because this fucking shit, it just looks so fucking fake now. Just pisses me off. But let's get into other movie news. Um Breaking Skyfall, American Beauty, and 1917 director Sam Mendes will make 4 movies about the Beatles for Sony. It's called the BCU, the Beatles Cinematic Universe. I laughed at that because they have the MCU, the DCU, and now it's the Beatles Cinematic Universe, which I think is fucking pretty cool. Is
So
born.
wait. Each member is going to get their own movie.
Each member's going to get their own movie via
I've never heard that. Huh.
to make 4 separate movies, one from each Beatles member's point of view. They will intersect to tell an astonishing story of the greatest band in history, leading up to their 1970 breakup. According to the press release, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and their families of the late John Lennon and George Harrison have granted full life story and music rights for the scripted films. Al,
Poor Ringo.
I bet you this is just, I don't know why. This is just like shades of the 4 Kiss solo albums.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think George's movie is going to make the best out of all of them.
well, you got a great director, Sam
Can you
Mendes,
imagine that, dude? Like, can you and George's movie was the most attended out of all of them. Just like everybody says Aces is the best solo
Right,
album.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but their albums didn't intersect. They said these stories will intersect with each other.
yeah, I know. I'm just joking. It's so funny that, but the whole thing where they're making 4 different movies focusing on each
Right, that's what I
member,
was thinking too.
it
I was
just
thinking the same thing.
shades of the 1978
Yeah.
solo album. It's just so funny, dude. You know. Nah, it's cool. I mean, dude, listen, man, it's Beatles related. It's gonna do well. So that's all I gotta say on it. I'll check it out. You know. So that's all I got on that, man.
Well, our buddy Eddie Conestracci, I sent him this. I texted him about this, and he goes, "Oh, that's going to be great, Sam Mendez." But you know, they're not going to tell the dirt in these movies because it's sanctioned by the families of the band,
Yeah.
and he's a screenwriter, so he probably knows this shit. But what do you think about it, Jerry?
That's the first I heard of it when you told me. So I guess it's cool. I don't know. I mean, I have to look more into it before I really come up with an opinion. I mean, it's like Al said, it's Beatles related. It's gonna fucking do well. So, that's all I really have to say for now. I don't know much about it. Four solo albums to John, Paul, and Ringo. That'd be George's movie. Dedicated to
Ringo's album would be the worst.
same all four have the same, face covers as the Kiss members did. Yeah. I can see that. And they won't do. I'm just fucking around, but still, yeah, I don't know nothing about it seriously, so I have to look more into it. Like I said,
Well, I just told you what I read. That's all I know. About
Ringo's album will be like yacht rock or something.
yeah.
I like a lot of Ringo songs solo, but not that
But
much.
it'll be the only one to release 2 singles, though. Ringo's.
Okay.
I think Peters was the only one to release 2 singles. I think, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right.
You know,
You're
I
right.
need to listen to that album. I've never listened.
Dude, honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't want anything to do with the Peter Chris album. Now that I'm
Me
older,
too.
dude, I actually listen to it. And it's a good album, dude. I like it. It's I give him you got to give the guy a lot of credit for not doing something good, but doing something like not sounding like Kiss, man. I mean, obviously Ace and Paul's was the most Kiss sounding. And Gene went off in all these different directions with his shit. Had a lot of guest stars on it. And Peter just he did the R&B thing, the stuff that he loved and he grew up on, I mean, when you're a kid, man, you just want to hear the Detroit Rock Cities and the Love Guns and all that type of stuff. And they were probably put off by that. But now that I'm older and I hear it, I appreciate it more. And I appreciate Peter like really kind of doing what he wanted, man. So that's cool. I enjoy throwing it on once in a while. It's kind of, he's got a great voice. I love Peter's voice, man.
Yeah.
So the one thing that always bothered me though is that he didn't play drums on the whole album. It was Alan Schwartzberg that played drums on his own.
It's like Gene didn't play bass on his and Peter didn't play drums on his.
Yeah, it's like, man. Dude, it's like you're the drummer in Kiss, man. You didn't even, you only played on a couple things, So
Did Paul play rhythm?
Yeah, Paul played on his album.
Okay.
I think he even did some leads on there and everything. So, but he didn't do all the leads. He did have, I think, maybe Bob Kulick played on it.
Yeah, I think Bob Kulick was there.
I think Bob Kulick, but he had Carmine Appice on there, played drums on a track or two. So I like Paul's album was good too. Of course, that's going to sound the most Kiss-like because it was, it's his voice and, but Aces is still tops, man.
I agree.
Still the best.
Well, shit. We went from the Beatles to Kiss.
It always goes to Kiss.
I don't know how the hell this
It
happened.
always goes to Kiss because shit,
the four album covers. That's
it just fucking reminded me of it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. it's okay. But if I gotta say, I'm looking forward to this because Sam Mendes is a fucking great director. There's not a movie. American Beauty was kind of so-so, but I did enjoy it here and there. It was just they did some fucking trippy shit in there, like you need to take acid or smoke weed to watch that movie with the flowers going all down and shit. But 1917 was a fucking great movie. If you guys ever saw that, it shows the horrors of World War One. Fucking love that movie. But I'm looking forward to this. I want to see what they do with it because I'm a Beatles nerd. So any Beatles shit, bring it on. Bring me some Beatles. There you go. Just like Rush. Bring me more Rush. Bring me more Beatles. And I'm there.
I mean, everybody's getting the biopic nowadays. I went to go see the Bob Marley one the other day. And fucking Amy Winehouse is having her own biopic movie done. I'm like, really? Is she really worthy of a biopic? I mean, that album was huge. Don't get me wrong, but I
Well,
don't know.
Nickelback has one out coming out into theaters.
That's what I mean.
Enjoy.
And you said Dawkins coming out with one. I mean, what the fuck, man?
Nickelback. You know, I will watch it because I like Chris Czynszak said on their show today that I listened to with the thing
Geek
they
Wire?
do they do the music
Wire.
news. Yeah, Geek Wire. He was talking about the Nickelback, said, yeah, he'll watch it. He won't go pay for it, but he'll wait till it comes on streaming because he'll watch anything that's music documentary wise. I do the same thing. I love Run DMC, but that Run DMC documentary, the 4-episode documentary, was amazing.
Well, see, they're worthy of a documentary, in my opinion.
They are.
Yeah, they're groundbreaking hip hop band,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, they broke a lot of ground for hip hop. I think they're definitely deserving. I've always maintained that, to me, Run DMC, and people will be like, "How can you say that?" But really, in the hip hop world, they were really kind of the Beatles of hip hop, dude. In my opinion,
the documentary points that out, that they were the ones who started that, man.
They were a lot of firsts, man, like for a lot of things in hip hop, dude.
Somebody said it there.
Yeah, the Aerosmith fucking combo was huge at that time. That was like, groundbreaking.
Somebody said in there, it wasn't the Sugar Hill Gang. It was fucking Run DMC that fucking put hip hop on the map.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They made it, they made it palatable. Like they got white people into it.
I love Run DMC.
I think the whole
they got me in there. Yeah.
I think the whole rock angle was smart on their part, man. They brought the rock audience in on it too, man. And it goes back. It was even before like the Aerosmith collaboration. I mean, they had guitars on their songs on the first album. Rock Box, dude. That's a rock song, man.
Well, don't they have Billy Squier drums on a lot of their songs?
Well, that's Billy Squier's one of the most sampled artists in hip hop.
Yeah.
But we're getting off on a tangent here. But anyway, like I just saw the Milli Vanilli documentary the other day, and I enjoyed it.
That was a good one. I liked it too.
They got one too. Holy shit, man!
It's good. It's what is it? That's on.
It's really cool.
Plus.
It's really cool to watch the controversy though, and the shit they went through. That's so commonplace now, dude. It's like people don't give a shit about lip syncing anymore, man. But when they did it,
that's true.
It was shocking, dude.
Give them back their Grammy, damn it.
They should.
They should. Oh fuck, man. But yeah, we were talking about the Beatles, but shit, I got 2 more stories here. We're gonna go back to music. Well, we were into music for the Beatles, but it was a movie. This shit pisses me off. It really does. How like you buy the next best remaster, whatever, 180-gram vinyl CD, whatever, and then they just keep coming out with more and more and more, and it's not really different. Like the Shout at the Devil box set by Motley Crue, they're just ripping off the fans. Those songs were on Music to Crash Your Car to and shit like that. It's like, well, fucking AC/DC's coming up with their entire catalog in fucking gold. What is this fucking Austin Powers? I like gold. It's not going to sound any better on gold. It's not like those old CDs. Remember the gold CDs you got? Those are cool. Those sounded great. I wish they'd come out with those again. But what do you think about AC/DC coming up with her? Isn't it fucking just a scam, Al? Get more money?
I wouldn't call it a scam.
No, it's just catalogs always get reissued, man. I mean, listen, you don't have to buy it, dude. I used to get like kind of ticked off, with certain things. Why do they need to fucking have another greatest hits album or whatever? And then I'm like, well, I don't have to go to the store and buy it. So it's just listen. Well, Rush had a lot of them too, dude. Kiss had the most probably.
Yeah, Kiss has the greatest hit of their greatest hit.
Oh, God, but again, it's like it's just kind of reissuing the catalog to, I guess to younger generations or whatever. I mean, I don't have to buy it, dude, and I won't. So that's dude, it's never gonna stop, man. I mean, companies want to just keep putting out the stuff, man.
I think black vinyl sounds the best anyways. I wouldn't want a fucking gold one.
Yeah, I mean, black vinyl's still the best, like I mean, like these colored vinyls are cool looking, but you know,
It's
Oh, I hate that splatter. I hate that splatter vinyl, man. I cannot fucking stand that, man.
I think I got that with the last
Especially if you're looking for a song, you can't find the fucking line. It's like, what the fuck is
the last Armored Saint album. I had the splatter vinyl. I got the CD, the shirt, and the fucking. It was pretty good.
I will admit, man, there's some fucking color things that like they look pretty cool, man. You know, but yeah, for the most part, it's
yeah.
more a gimmick to make you buy the stuff, you know.
Like I said the other day, we're talking about Styx's Paradise Theater album with that fucking etching on the B side of the band's name. That was cool shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it had the band's name and had like the Paradise Theater thing on the side. That was fucking pretty sweet.
Well, you know, it's cool. If I don't own those, I have I'll have a lot of AC/DC 180 gram on vinyl. So I'm not going to replace those. Maybe I'll replace the ones I don't have. That's cool, but I just think it's a gimmick, and I think people fall for it because there's people who have like the whole catalog and they'll go and buy the whole catalog again just to get the different variant of it, which I feel weird.
If you're a hardcore fan of a band, though, you're always gonna, and you're a completist, then you know that's how they get you, man.
Like, you're not going to listen to it. You're just going to keep it in your collection and just look at it. It's like, I listen to that Rush fucking box set all the time. I listen to that Pink Floyd box set. I listen to that Sabotage box set. I listen to that Def Leppard early years box set. I listen to Aerosmith Pandora's box set because it's relevant shit. It's not reissued shit. I like it. You know, it's different. Release like the Who Maximum R&B. That's a great. They got some rare shit on that, man. It's
Yeah,
like
I have that box set.
It's like
CD box set.
if AC/DC came out with these albums with like bonus shit on there, that'd be cool. They're just
I would
releasing
like,
the same
yeah,
shit.
I'd like if they did like the deluxe, like the albums in deluxe form, like you know, have like each album have like a live show from that era and
Yeah, like Rush
whatever.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool. But
yeah. They're just rehashing the old shit,
yeah,
repackaging.
when they reissue just the straight albums, it's just like, and you have them already. It's just like, oh, there's nothing new here. I don't really need to get anything, man. You know, so.
Well, I got the Van Halen original box set, which they came with laminates and there's a poster and women and children.
That's the Walmart thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that Walmart. And then I got the Sammy Hagar one, and all they have was a demo one, which was released on. Basically, they took the songs off like Balance and put it on a like a extra bonus
There
track
wasn't any
album.
rarities in that shit, dude.
Yeah, there was no rarities on that shit, and the Daily Rock box set was better. So I'm like going fucking A. But one last, Jerry, what do you think about the AC/DC coming in gold?
I've never been a big fan of keep buying the same version of of an album unless it's something really incredible. Like the last I bought the Beatles what do you call it, remasters, I guess it just came out. That sounds incredible.
Well, the Giles Martin remix, you know.
Yeah, anything Giles Martin does, I rebuy those Beatles albums with him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been doing a great job.
That's an exception because he fucking made them better. It's like, damn.
Yeah, and that's how, and I'm a big Little River band. They just remastered theirs and they fucking sound incredible. So if it sounds different and really good, I'll go out and buy it. If it's the same shit, I'll pass.
Yeah, this is just repackaged and repurposed, this AC/DC. But let's get to the big story. Ace Frehley's coming out with an album tomorrow. 10,000 volts or 100, whatever it is.
Yeah, 10,000.
I like the single. I didn't like the two singles after it. And I canceled my pre-order on it. And I told Vincent Kavanaugh today, I will listen to it streaming first. And if those are the only two bad songs I don't like, I will buy it. But I want to make sure it's good. I don't want to be like the 80s where you hear one single, you go out and buy the cassette and you hate every fucking other song on there. What do you think about that, Al?
Well, that's the beauty of the internet now, bro. You can listen to it before you buy it, you know. And if you don't like it, you don't gotta get it, man. You know, that's really it.
Yeah, I heard that Cherry song by him, and I was like,
yeah, I forget who it was. Cool. I forgot who it was, but somebody said it sounded like Stacy's mom, and I'm like, oh fuck, I cannot hear it now. It does sound like that song, Stacy's mom.
Oh man, are you guys getting new Ace Frehley tomorrow?
I didn't
No.
pre-order anything. I mean, if I'll when I listen to the album, if I like it, I'll go and buy it. But I'll just wait until I hear it.
Yeah, Ace's stuff pretty much goes on eBay pretty quick for like half for more discounted
You'll
stuff.
get
So
it cheap, though. You'll get it
yeah.
cheap.
Well,
Yeah.
the album I want to get is the new Bruce Dickinson. It comes out next week. That
Yeah,
sounds
what
really
I've
good.
heard off, it doesn't sound bad actually. It really don't.
There's a deluxe version. They're selling he has a
Of
lot of
course there
bonus
is.
shit on there for $32. I want the regular version, but fuck, sometimes the deluxe version is really good. They got some stuff that he didn't put on there. At least he's selling it like not part of the album. He's just giving you a choice,
And everybody likes that new Priest song that's out. I'm like, oh, I just don't get in. 3 songs so far off that album, I just don't like.
Well,
Man. I don't
I
know.
like those new Priest songs.
I don't know, man. They sound like they belong on Turbo, man. I don't know. Just me.
I like Turbo though.
Well, that explains it.
Well, then it's
Exactly.
good for you, bro.
Oh, I guess you don't like Turbo, but Ace Frehley also said he's a sloppy guitar player. So are Jimmy Page and Keith Richards, Al.
Yeah, well, that's always been kind of Ace's thing anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's sloppy and then there's downright dreadful, dude, and
Exactly.
and I think he's leaning into the dreadful territory now. It's unfortunately, dude. And I love Ace, man, and I think the Ace needs to shut his mouth a bit too, man. Like saying how this is gonna embarrass Paul and Gene and all. It's not, bro. It's you're just being an idiot. But people like to talk shit like this to try to sell the album. It's always so funny, like how when it's all this mudslinging and everything, just when there's something to promote, it's like that's the way it is now, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
Let the music do the talking, man. Like fucking Joe Perry said.
Yeah.
I like the Aerosmith version better than the Joe Perry project, to tell you the truth. I love Steven.
But Joe Perry was still the original version.
Yeah, don't like it as much as the Aerosmith version I've done with Mirrors. What do you think about that Ace Sloppy?
Well, I mean, that's what makes them, I think, too. I mean, Jimmy Page was a very sloppy electric guitar player. I thought he was a pretty clean acoustic player, but yeah, I mean, the sloppiness is what makes them good. I mean, what Al said, there's sloppiness and then there's dreadful. I probably fall in the dreadful category now, but yeah, I mean, that's just their style, man. So, I mean, half the shit, if you look at Led Zeppelin live, I mean, probably 90% of that shit is just him improvising, so it's going to sound a little sloppy live. So, I don't know.
Well, that's the best
Keith,
shit, though.
I don't want to call Keith Slopwell. I don't know.
Well, Keith wasn't even a lead guitarist.
Keith is unremarkable to me. He's unremarkable. He's a great guitar player, but he's unremarkable to me.
But isn't he rhythm? He doesn't play the leads.
Yeah, he does.
He does? Oh.
Him and Ron Wood. Keith Richards.
Keith Richards?
Yeah.
Oh. He
him
played
and Ron Wood.
But it was more Ron. I think more Ronnie and more
Ron, yeah.
Nick Taylor and stuff like that played.
Yeah.
But I mean Keith would play some lead too, That was all Keith's demeanor though, man. The whole kind of drunk pirate kind of, thing. And he probably was fucked up. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man, but that still gave the Stones the danger, like they sound like they were gonna fall off a cliff and somehow they'd make it,
Yeah, I don't want Jimmy to sound like Yngwie Malmsteen, you know what I mean?
He's fucking Jimmy
exactly.
fucking Page, man. Exactly. It's just like Ace Frehley, dude. I mean, Ace
excuse me.
That was his thing, man. It's I don't know, man. The internet. I mean, people just fucking they just want to complain about everything nowadays, man. I just ignore it all, dude. I don't even give a shit.
I complain about people complaining about opinions. That's about it. I'm going, man, I respect everybody's opinion. I might not agree with you, but fucking stop getting pissy when somebody doesn't like what you like. It's dumb. It's like fucking dumb. It's like, I don't like I said earlier, you guys like Slayer, Merciful Fate. I don't. I still love you guys. There you go. It's like, the beauty of music is that we all have our own opinions, and that's amazing. I
All
love
right,
that.
Mark. I'm gonna have to irk you a little bit here
Oh, you
about
dick.
your hatefulness to Slayer and Merciful Feet. We know you hate them, but at least once a week, you got to post how much you hate them.
Hey, Slayer was in the news. That's different. I had to strike when the iron was
Even
hot.
when they weren't in the news.
Well,
I'm surprised. I'm
I
surprised
didn't
they haven't
know
men-
they were going to be in the news. I
you,
didn't know
you
they were going to
haven't-
come back.
All right,
I
you
didn't
haven't
know that.
mentioned Ghost lately though, so I'm happy.
Oh,
I'm
I did
expecting a
make a
Ghost one
ghost.
to come
I
up.
did
Did
make
you?
a ghost. I
All right.
did make a ghost video.
All right, but that's all I got to say about that. So,
Oh, because I heard the Rock and Metal Combat podcast do a ghost review, and to put them in my head again. If I can check out that podcast, they're fucking cool. But let's get into what are we doing tonight, Jerry?
why don't you let Al bring it in? It's his show. We're
Oh
doing.
yeah, Al, what are we doing tonight?
We're doing catalog battle, Ozzy versus
Catalog.
Dio.
Ozzy versus Dio. So who wants to?
Album versus album.
You want to do it, Jerry? You want to do the list, or you
I'll
want to
do my
the
best
list?
here. I will do my best here.
Okay.
I will do it. All right, since this is Al's show, let's let him start out. The first one, Heaven and Hell for Dio and Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy. Which one is better?
The tough one right off the bat, man.
No shit.
But being that I'm such a Randy Rhoads lover, dude, I'm going Blizzard of Oz because Randy's one of my influences. I love Randy to death, man. Like, and to me, on those two Ozzy albums, he did no wrong. And as much as I love, and to be honest, man, like I didn't get into the Dio Sabbath until much later on. Like in the beginning, when I was younger, I was all, to me, it was just Ozzy or nothing, man. Like it was Ozzy Sabbath or was no Sabbath, you know. And then it wasn't until like a couple of years later that really, when I got to Heaven and Hell, I'm like, yeah, I have to admit, man, it's a great album. But my loyalty is in Blizzard of Oz because that was an early influence on me, man. Like, you know, Randy and shit, love it. So I'm going Blizzard of Oz on this one. But the
All right,
quality
Mark.
of song,
Oh,
the
sorry,
quality
Mark.
of the songs on both albums are fucking out of this world, man. You know, so
All right,
that's
one for
my
Ozzy.
Yep.
Mark.
Fuck. I love Blizzard of Oz, but fucking Dio. Heaven and Hell. It's got my favorite Black Sabbath song on there with fucking Children of the Sea. I'm taking Heaven and Hell. I fucking love Blizzard. But fucking Dio storytelling on fucking Heaven and Hell is just out of this world. I fucking love it. I'm taking Heaven and Hell.
All right, I think Blizzard of Oz actually has more good songs than Heaven and Hell has, but Heaven and Hell has Children of the Sea. And I fucking love that. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, so I've got to go with Heaven and Hell just for that song. But again, man, there's either one. There's no wrong answer with this one, but that's why I'm taking Heaven and Hell.
Well, I got Joseph's thing.
All right, go ahead.
Joseph picked Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
So that's 3-1. Starting off, Dio has a slight lead.
Oh, number 2, we got Mob Rules against Diary of a Madman now.
This is not even a contest, man. Diary of a Madman is the greatest Ozzy album of all time for me. Okay. And Randy's just fucking, he just kills it on this, man. So it's Diary all the way. I didn't even have to think about this one. And I love Mob Rules as well, but Diary of a Madman, bro.
All right, Mark.
Oh God, I'm gonna agree with Al on this one. Diary of Madman is just a fucking amazing album. The fucking title track is just fucking epic as fuck. And if you're a Rush fan, we like epic tracks. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with Diary of the Madman. Ozzy for me.
Yeah, I got to go with Diary of a Madman too. This is actually kind of an easy one, even though Mob Rules does have Voodoo and a couple other good tunes on it. But Diary of a Madman, fucking Randy's playing on that. Just the fucking intro to Diary of a Madman itself. That song is just fucking amazing. So yeah, I got to go with Diary of myself.
I mean,
about
Mob Rules has a lot of great songs on there, man. But I mean,
Turn Up the
like,
Night, Voodoo, the Mob Rules, all kinds of good shit on it.
yeah, but it also has the epic on there. What's the name? now I'm spacing.
Oh, the side of the South.
Oh my God, Sign of the Southern Cross.
Cross.
I think that might be my favorite Dio Sabbath song. Sign of the Southern Cross, man. I mean, that song is just fucking amazing. For me, that's the centerpiece on an album. You know, I love that song, the moods it creates, and all that. But again, Diary of a Madman is just Randy Rhoads is one of my guitar heroes, man. I have to go with him. That was just, who knows what he could have went on to do after that. I mean, the last song on that's the Diary of a Madman title track, and it's just the whole melding of the classical with all that, man.
Yeah.
It just makes you fucking wonder, man, how much further he would have pushed himself.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think it would be very close between him and Eddie Van Halen, man. I really do, as far as
Yeah.
people talking about the two best. So,
Yep. Yep. So,
and what's Joseph pick, Mark?
Joseph picked Diary of Madman, so it's a clean sweep on this one. So that's 4-0.
All right, and then we've got Dio's first solo album, Holy Diver, against Bark at the Moon. That's Ozzy's third, I believe. Yeah, third.
first with Jake, first with Jakey Lee.
With Jake, yeah.
And dude, as much as I love Jakey Lee, man, I mean, Holy Diver is a fucking masterpiece, man. I don't think Bark at the Moon's a great album, but I don't think it holds up as well as Holy Diver has. Holy Diver's aged a lot more better. So I mean, I'm going with a Holy Diver on this one. When Dio, that's like fucking, it's amazing, man. Like all of I don't know, man. It's just like, yeah, like that's look at that album, man.
Fucking album cover. I know.
That cover rules, man. Murray, the guy, and the fucking, that's a holy man, So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, and Vivian Campbell, man. I mean, this is Vivian Campbell just burning up the fretboard, man. But I mean, it's Vivian Campbell versus Jake, and I love both, man. But it's like for me, the quality of the material on Holy Diver is better than Bark at the Moon. So I'm going Holy Diver on this one.
All right, Mark.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Al. Holy Diver is fucking amazing. It's like there's no way I could pick fucking. I love Bark at the Moon. Bark at the Moon is good. Yeah, you can't kill rock and roll. It's got lots of fucking great songs on there, but fucking Holy Diver is just from first to last. This album is just fucking amazing. I love Holy Diver, so I picked Dio.
Yeah, I mean, Holy Diver is a fucking great. I don't think Bark at the Moon actually holds up to his first two solo albums, in my opinion. Oh, probably because it's Randy Rhoads, but still. I mean, I like Rock and Roll Rebel in the title track, but it's not. There's a lot of songs that I don't care for. But Holy Diver, man, what a fucking great debut album that is. So it's easy one for me there, Holy Diver.
So then Joseph goes for Holy Diver too. So another clean sweep, this time for Dio.
All right, so number 4, we got Last in Line versus The Ultimate Sin. Al.
I love both albums as well, dude. And again, Jake versus fucking Viv. And it pains me not to pick any. It pains me not to pick any Jake albums here, man. But I mean, I got it. Last in Line is actually the very first Dio solo album I ever got. I even got that even before Holy Diver. It was kind of how I discovered solo Dio. So that's kind of like and Last in Line just kind of, it's almost like the kind of, it's Holy Diver kind of junior, kind of like same vein, not quite as good as Holy Diver, but almost as good, man. Almost as good. So I'm going Last in Line this one over Ultimate Sin. And I'm not an Ultimate Sin hater. I actually love that album. I actually like that. I actually prefer Ultimate Sin over Bark at the Moon, actually. I like Jake's playing more on it. I kind of wish it was produced a little better. That's when the 80s Colossus really started coming into the Ozzy thing. That's producer Ron Nevison who produced that. That was kind of his top.
I'm just saying it's Ozzy's Crazy Nights, man. We know why.
Yeah,
now,
Ron Nevison. He's known to have like that kind of thin production.
Yeah.
Not much bottom end, but mostly like really gleaming highs and whatever, glossy, stuff. And there was always talk about like a remix of, they were going to remix the Ultimate Sin. And Jake's even got on record saying that he'd love to hear a remix of that. But he loves that album. He's playing on it. So, and I do too, but I'm going Last in Line. That was my first Dio album.
Yeah,
So
he got writing credit on that album,
yeah,
unlike Bark at the Moon. Yeah.
yeah. All
All
songs,
right,
all
all right,
songs
Mark, go
written,
ahead.
all songs
Me,
written and performed by
yeah,
Ozzy.
yeah. Because before he made Ultimate Sin, he told Sharon, if I don't get writing credit, I'm not going to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah,
he got screwed on fucking Bark at the Moon. Shit, dude. Ultimate Sin. I love that album. I love Killer Giants. Fucking great song.
yeah,
Like, and I love the title track, Ultimate Sin. I love that video with the girl like turned into that poster. It's
yeah,
fucking evil as fuck. But fuck, last in line. Word to the witch.
yeah,
God,
yeah.
fucking god damn. I'm taking Dio on this one. This
We
fucking album.
rock, we
We
rock. Oh,
rock. It's like
it's great, man.
Change Egypt.
Yeah,
Fucking
mystery. Yeah,
mystery.
some great stuff on there, man.
Great stuff on there. Oh, I love Ultimate Sin too. Don't get me wrong, but fucking
Yeah,
Last in Line destroys it. I
Yeah,
wish
I
they'd come
don't.
out some remix of Last in Line like they did Holy Diver, man.
I'd love to hear that too. Yeah,
I don't hate Ultimate Sin. I don't. I just think like Al said, it's very glossy. That's a good word to say it. But I love Last in Line. You know, it's again that video for the Last in Line is one of those
Oh,
it's one of those gateway songs that got me into Dio, man. I mean, this elevator going down on the fucking bottom. I mean, it's just so fucking badass as you're a 12, 13-year-old kid watching that shit. So
plus he's all docile and all of a sudden going,
yeah.
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 It's like, damn, it's like, whoa.
And Ozzy was, you know, Ozzy had a weird look in the Ultimate Sin era, of course. But I did like his Ultimate Sin video where he's like JR or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was
oh
cool.
yeah,
That was pretty
Dallas.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I like
So
Shot
that
in
was
the
pretty
Dark
cool.
video. That chick was hot.
I never really cared for that song too much, man. I really
Well, Jake didn't write that one, so makes sense.
okay.
Yeah,
So
still,
yeah, I'll go with Last in Line, you know, easily for me. All right. We got Sacred Heart
Well,
against No Rest.
Joseph's
Oh,
pick.
sorry, Joe.
Joseph, it's a clean sweep for Dio. He picked Last in Line also. This is
All right, so then we
it's
got
like
Sacred
Ozzy
Heart.
5, Dio 11 right now.
How can Dio be 11?
Because Dio's had 2 clean sweeps. Ozzy's only
Oh,
had 1.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you're talking about total, like who won. There, I know what
No,
you mean. Never
I'm
mind. My
saying
bad.
so
My bad.
far,
I
so
got
far,
you. I got
so
you.
far.
I got you. Okay, so anyway, you got Sacred Heart against No Rest for the Wicked. Interesting. Ow.
yeah. This is where it starts getting interesting here. Ultimately, I'm gonna go with No Rest for the Wicked. I I really loved that album when it came out, and I kind of after Last in Line, like I didn't get Sacred Heart right away, so I kind of fell off of Dio a little bit there. So I didn't hear that later on, but it is the last Dio album with Vivian on there. But things were falling apart at this time. But there is some good stuff on that album. But I'm going No Rest for the Wicked. I happen to like that one better. So that's I think Zach plays great on that, and I have fond memories of that album. I remember when it came out, and you know, me and my buddies were fucking. We went out. We were really into it. We'd always play it in the car and shit. So yeah, I'm going with No Rest. Ozzy.
All right. Mark?
I'm gonna go with Al on this one. Crazy Babies, Fire in the Sky. There's more memorable songs of No Rest for the Wicked. Crazy Babies.
Bloodbath and Paradise, all kinds of
Yeah, there's
fucking
more
good shit.
memorable songs off fucking No Rest than Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart was kind of like you could tell the band was breaking up a little bit there. It was uneven for me. I do like the album, but No Rest is just a banger. Zach
Yeah,
fucking killed.
we're getting into Craig Goldie Dio here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I have to go with No Rest for the Wicked too, man. I mean, actually, I fucking couldn't stand it when it came out. I thought it sucked. I'm like, what the fuck is this? There's something about it I didn't like, but over the years, I've grown to fucking love it, man, because I'm a huge Zach fan. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I said Devil's Daughter, Bloodbath in Paradise, all
Yeah.
kinds of great fucking tunes on it.
Fire in the Sky.
Sacred Heart's
Fire in
not
the
a
Sky.
quality
It's a
album,
great song, man.
Fuck yeah.
but yes, I have to go with No Rest for the Wicked on that one. And what's Joseph got?
Joseph's got the same, so that's a 4-0 for Ozzy on this one. So now it's 9-11 Dio.
All right, and then we got Dream Evil against No More Tears. Al.
All right. Well, Dream Evil. This is when Craig Goldie comes into the band now. Um, again, I was off the kind of Dio train at the time. Like I really wasn't like buying his stuff. And I know that the years don't really. When Dream Evil came out in '87, No More Tears is '91. So really, the years are really starting to separate now.
Yeah.
But uh, I'm going No More Tears. I mean, again, like there was a lot of great songs. I think that's to me that's the last true great Ozzy album. Top to bottom, a lot of great songs in there. Um, so I'm going with No More Tears. I have a lot of fun memories of that album as well, and that's actually the first time I saw Ozzy on tour. It was for that album. So, and I saw Zach. I remember my friends went to go see the No Rest for the Wicked tour, and I missed that one. So I didn't get to see him until No More Tears. So I'm going No More Tears on this one. I just think it's a better album than Dream Evil. So
All right, Mark.
I'm going with Al and Dream Evils. It's a good album, but it ain't no fucking No More Tears. No More Tears. What Mama I'm Coming Home, the title track,
Road to
fucking
Nowhere.
Road to Nowhere. It's a fucking perfect album. I love that the production is amazing. It's Ozzy No More Tears for sure on this one, man.
Oh, Dream Evil's got some fucking memorable tunes. I Could Have Been a Dreamer.
Yeah, but
All the fools sailed away.
yeah, that's
Good
a great
fucking
one. That's a
tunes.
great
yeah,
all
it's a
full sail one.
but not as much as No
But
More
no,
Tears.
but not as good as No More Tears, man. I mean, that album fucking just rules. And Al said it right. It's the best album since Diary of a Madman, in my opinion. And it was his last complete album. I love Mama I'm Coming Home. That's one of my favorite songs by him. So yeah, that one wins easily for me. And what's Joseph got to say about it?
Joseph went against us on this one. He picked Dream Evil by Dio.
Mhm.
This might have been what he was telling me he might be surprised. So we got 12 to 12 right now.
Mm.
Ozzy versus Dio is 12 to 12, man.
All right, so this is going to be interesting from here on out, I think. Lock Up the Wolves against Osmosis, Al.
Um, yeah, this is where it really. I remember on MTV seeing the video for Wild One by Dio, and he had this 16-year-old guitar player, Rowan Robertson,
I
come in,
do remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and this kid was fucking amazing, dude. I was
Yep.
like, I remember hearing that album. My friend actually got that album on CD, and remember we listened to it, and I hadn't been too versed up on Dio by that point, but I was like, holy shit, man, who is this kid, man? I think he burns on this album, man. And I think that's the only album that he played on. It's the only Dio album that he was on, and amazing. I don't know, man. Like Osmosis was good, but I just never really connected with me. There were some good songs on there, but I didn't. I actually there was one. That's one album, Ozzy album that I didn't buy on the day of release, and I used to get them all when they used to come out on the day they came out. And for some reason, like that one, I kind of just dropped off on Ozzy a little bit on him, man. So I'm going with Dio, man. Lock Up the Wolves. I think that's an amazing album, very underrated Dio album, man. I think they should be talked more about actually. So and then again, Rowan Robinson, he's awesome on there, man. He was only 16 at the time,
Yeah.
which is even like more amazing. So that's my pick.
What's he doing nowadays?
Um, he is doing something. I fucking don't remember now. I'm gonna
All
look
right.
him up real quick right here, man.
All right. Okay, we'll go with you, Mark.
Well, I love Osmosis, man. There's a lot of great songs in them. Fucking Lock Up the Wolves is fucking great. So I'm gonna pick Lock Up the Wolves, man.
Yeah, again, Lock Up the Wolves is something I haven't listened to in like years. So I mean, I know the song Twisted and uh Evil on Evil on Queen Street. Is that what it's called? Something like that. I don't know, some fucking song. That's all I remembered from it. And Osmosis, I really like See You on the Other Side. So I think just for that song alone, I'm gonna take Osmosis. So I really do like that song. But these two aren't nearly close to being their best. So what's Joseph got to say?
Joseph picks Lock Up the Wolves. So that's like 3-1.
Yeah. Actually, I have them both circled, so I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing that. So, but I think I do like Osmosis a tad bit better.
Okay, so that's 3-1 for Dio on that one. So now it's 15-12.
All right, so then we got Strange Highways against Down to Earth. Ow.
Um, wow, this is like because I hadn't listened to Strange Highways in a long time, and even Down to Earth I hadn't listened to in a long time. And I remember Down to Earth when that was coming out. Then I kind of hopped back on Ozzy train because I remember what the first single was in that album, but I liked it, and I was like, all right, well, this is good. Then I went out and I bought the CD right away, and I thought it was a pretty solid Ozzy album.
I like that.
Strange Highways, though, I really was one of the guys that really loved Dehumanizer by Sabbath. I was really a big fan of that when it came out. When I heard this album, it was kind of almost like kind of like Dehumanizer again. And I think like one or two songs from the Dehumanizer sessions that never made it onto that album. I think Dio took them and put them on this album. So it's kind of has that Dehumanizer feel to it, and I really dug it a lot. And I actually, honestly, man, I like it more than Down to Earth. But I mean, we're talking the years here. It's like Strange Highways came out in '93, Down to Earth was 2001. So you're already talking about like an 8-year gap here, you
Yeah.
know. But Strange Highways, man, I really love that one. That's the first time like Tracy G was on, as his guitar player, and I believe Simon Wright played the drums on it. I think.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny, man. Um, I think what's the song called? Jesus, Mary, and the Holy Ghost on Strange Highways.
Yeah.
It reminded me so much of 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson. It has that same feel to it, man. When I was listening to it again, recently, I was like, wow, man, it's almost like the same song, really. The way like even Dio's voice is like treated on that, the effect on his voice. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with Strange Highways on this one over Down to Earth. And I do like Down to Earth. So it was a good Ozzy album.
All right, Mark.
I'm gonna pick Strange Highways. I bought Down to Earth when it came out. Really great album. I didn't even know about Strange Highways till years later. But listening to both of them now, Strange Highways is just, I think it's one of the best Dio albums of all time. I
Yeah,
put it up there with Holy Diver and Last in Line.
great album, man.
Fucking great. Jeff Pilson on bass.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, so I'm picking Strange Highways, man.
Yeah, I'll go with Strange Highways too, man. Bring Down the Rain. I mean, it's just all kinds of good songs on it. I do like Down to Earth though. What the hell is that song I like off there a lot? Facing Hell, is that off of there?
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
That's a good tune. But yeah, I love Strange Highways, dude. That's one of the underrated ones in my opinion in the Dio catalog. So I go with that one.
Shit. So we got
Joseph.
that was 4-0 because Joseph picked Strange Highways. So now we're down Dio 19, Ozzy 12.
All right. Okay, so then we got Angry Machines against Black Rain now.
Oh, okay. So revisiting these albums again, I think they're both good. I'm gonna lean a little more to the Ozzy side of this one though, man. Black Rain. Um, I don't know, it's just I lived with that album more. Like Angry Machines, man, I had to listen to it in fucking years, so I had to really kind of listen to it again to really get like accustomed to it, and it's a good album, you know. But again, like I like Black Rain by Ozzy. I don't know, man. It's this one's tough for me, man. Uh, I mean, I could go like Anger Machines too. It's funny, man. Like looking at the production credits, man. Ronnie James Dio produced every one of his albums, man. You know, and he was a good producer, man. I mean, I thought like some of his albums sounded great. I don't know. I'm just gonna go Black Rain. Although Black Rain, by this time I was thinking Ozzy was really starting to sound like Black Label Society. That Black Label Society sound really, and it's I mean obviously Zach, but
Yeah.
it really started making him sound like Black Label Society. But still, it's a pretty solid album. So I'm gonna go Ozzy on this one.
Okay, Mark.
I'm gonna take Ozzy too. The fucking album, I think it's really good. I love I love Anger Machines too, but not as good as Black Rain. I think Black Rain is fucking ear candy as fuck. So Ozzy.
Yeah, I think Black Rain wasn't that a Walmart exclusive, if I remember right.
They did have. I don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe I'm
Neither
thinking
do I.
the ACDC.
Maybe
I don't know.
Scream might have been.
AC/DC had a Walmart exclusive, so did freaking Journey.
Oh, okay, but
Yeah.
I thought Black Rain was a fucking awesome album, dude. I mean, I thought, Not Going Away, great fucking tunes. Angry Machines, I don't got the track. I know Industrial Man. I know that's a cool tune, but I don't know.
It may be a bit of a weaker Dio album for me.
Yeah. So I think Black Rain's a very good Ozzy album. So that's an easy pick for me, Black Rain.
All right. So Joseph picks he picks Dio, Angry Machines. So now
Okay.
Ozzy is 15, Dio is 20.
No, now we're getting down to the fucking, I don't know. All right. Magica against Scream. How?
I went a little bit back and forth on this one. Now, Scream got Gus G coming in on guitar here, so it was a bit of a fresh take. It gave Ozzy a bit of a freshen up in sound, a little bit of a different sound for him. Magic is this cool concept album, though, and I think Dio was going to make three. From what I read, I think it was going to be like 3 volumes of this album, which I thought was cool. So I saw Ozzy, I saw Gus G, I saw Ozzy on that tour actually with Gus G playing, and I thought it was amazing. I thought Gus G did a phenomenal job, and actually Halford opened up for Ozzy too, so it was a great double bill. Unfortunately, what's weird, man, is I never saw Dio solo live. I only saw him with Sabbath. So, and I saw him a couple of times with Sabbath, in the Heaven and Hell form.
Yeah,
because
that's why I saw him too.
I was too young to see, and actually, my friends went to. I could have seen the Dehumanizer tour, and for some reason I missed that.
Were you on that Heaven and Hell album that they released a live album for in New York? Were you at that?
Yeah, Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, I have that fucking.
Yeah, I actually have that DVD signed by all of them too.
Nice.
I have the Rules of Hell box set, and I have that DVD signed by all 4 of them. my cat's like I'm watching my cat. She's climbing up on a box that's kind of stacked up high. You know how cats love to go high.
Oh yeah.
I'm like looking at her like, where the hell are you gonna go from there? She's looking at the ceiling fan, like she's gonna jump up on a ceiling fan.
Oh shit.
But anyway, so back to this. This is a bit of a tough one for me because I would do like both albums, but I'm gonna go with Magica. I'm gonna go with Dio on this one, man. I thought Magica was a really cool concept, and I revisiting it, I would have loved to have heard Ronnie go further on with the concept, but anyway, I'm gonna go with Dio on this one. I think Scream is kind of like there's a lot of filler on it album for me.
Oh god.
What about you, Mark?
Oh god. I love Dio, but dude, he ends the fucking album with an 18-minute spoken word. What the fuck is that shit? And he has this stupid computer voice. It's like fucking that Dream Theater album, fucking The Astonishing. This album sucks. I'm going with Scream. 18-minute spoken word to end the fucking album.
To me, that doesn't. I don't know.
That is the worst song I've ever.
You
It's not even a song.
You cannot listen. You don't have to listen to the song.
That's so great about technology nowadays. You don't have to fast forward. You can just click
It's
and you're
bad.
past it.
I'm going with Scream just because that album is weird. All right.
Yeah, I don't care for any of these albums, to be honest with that. I wish I could actually take a pass on this one, but I guess I can't. But I'm gonna go with Magica. Sorry, Mark. I know I'm just throwing numbers in a hat and picking them.
You like that 18-minute spoken word to end an album?
You like smoking pot, right, Mark?
I'm smoking it right now. But the thing
Listen to it while you're high.
I listened to it while I was high.
Listen to your high in your headphones.
It
dude.
had no
It's cool.
music. All he was doing was telling a story, fucking like Lord of the fucking.
Hey man, it's the original fucking audiobook. All right, enjoy it. Man. What Joseph say about
And
it?
the computer voice, it was like the astonishing from fucking Dream Theater. Did Dream Theater go back and say, let's do Dio? I don't know what the fuck is going on in this
That was a
fucking
pretty
album.
bad. That was a pretty bad Dream Theater album.
Oh fuck yeah. You're picking Ozzy, right? So you're picking Dio.
I picked Dio, yeah.
You pick
Yeah,
Dio,
I'm
you
picking
pick
Dio too. Yeah.
and Joseph picks Dio. So that's 3-1 for Dio. So fucking Dio's 23. Ozzy is 15.
All right. Wow. Killing the Dragon against Ordinary Man. Al.
I was never big on Ordinary Man, to be honest with you. So this was an easy pick for me. I went with Dio, killing a dragon on this one, man.
Yeah, Mark.
I'm going with Dio, killing the dragon. This is fucking way better than Magica. Fucking rocks. I like killing the dragon, man.
Yeah, because Doug Aldrich is on this too, and he's a
Yeah.
great guitar player,
Fucking
dude.
killer.
You know,
I think killing the dragon is way better than Magica.
it's got
I
Jimmy
won't even
Bain-
listen to Magica again. Fuck
It's
that
got-
album.
It's got Jimmy Bain on it again,
Yeah.
and is Vinny on here?
I don't remember.
Let
Probably.
me look. Personnel. No, Simon Wright's on the drums actually. So, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I Ordinary Man. I thought that was a pretty bad Ozzy album.
Your,
was-
your partner Andy Rodriguez
No,
disagrees.
I know I know Andy likes that album, but listen, man.
I'm just giving him a shout out, man.
Yeah, Andy, I love you, but you're wrong in this opinion. I hope you're enjoying your vacation though.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
So
Yeah.
that's my
Kill the Dragon. Oh, Mark, your pick.
Oh, I picked
what do you-
Killing the Dragon. It's your
Oh,
pick.
so it's me. Okay. I mean, Killing the Dragon just wins by default. I mean, so that's all I'm going to say about it. So, Killing the Dragon.
All right, man. So Joseph.
I mean, it does have Before the Fall. I mean, there's some good tunes on the Dio one. So, but The Ordinary Man was just terrible.
Fuck, it's one of the worst albums I've ever heard.
Starts
in my
talking
lifetime.
about being in space and shit like that. Yeah, I don't.
Well,
What was that song about? What was that song called?
I don't
It's like
know.
one-
I listened to that
Something with
once,
space.
and that's
yeah, it was
I'm
horrible.
done.
Yeah,
Which one you
I'm
talking
like-
about?
something to do with space.
On what album?
Ordinary Man.
Oh yeah, I don't even know, dude. That's how
Yeah,
much I love
I don't
that's how
know
much I
that
love the
album.
album.
Andy will tell you. Andy, what
Yeah.
is that song? Leave us in the comments. Okay.
I'm sure we know Joseph's pick as well. I'm sure.
Oh, Joseph is totally Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got Master of the Man and Patient Number 9 to finish it off. Al,
Master of the Moon.
Master of the Moon. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I can't read my own handwriting sometimes.
No, that
I've
was
never heard of
me.
that
I
album.
put man. It was Moon. My bad.
Patient Number 9 is a bit of a step up. You know, because he has a lot of good guest players on here. You know, but I think Master of the Moon is better, man. These last two Ozzy albums, I just was not that fond of, man. To be honest, man. And Craig Goldie comes back on this one, and Jeff Pilson's on it. You know, and I just think it was a pretty damn good Dio album. I listened to this recently again yesterday, and I was like, wow, man, I forgot how good Master of the Moon is, man. I thought it was a really good album, and I think it was a good way for him to end off his solo career. So I'm going with Dio.
All right, Mark.
This is a harder one. I love Master of the Moon, but I also like Patient Number 9. I think Patient Number 9 is like a great album.
It is a step up, man. It is. She stepped up on this one more.
I hated Ordinary Man. I was pleasantly surprised with Patient Number 9. I wasn't expecting anything of it. So I'm going to go with Ozzy on this one. I love Patient Number 9, man.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've not heard Master of the Moon or Man or whatever it is, so I really I don't have time to listen to it, but I will, sometime this week. And I like Patient Number 9. I like the two Tony Iommi songs. I like the Jeff Beck tune. I mean, it definitely a step up from Ordinary Man. It's probably why I like it a lot. It was like a lot better than Ordinary Man.
You
so
weren't
I'm gonna
expecting it.
Exactly. So I'll go with Patient Number 9.
All right. And then Joseph goes for Master of the Moon. So that's 2-2 on that one. So Ozzy got 17 votes. Dio destroyed him with 29.
Yeah, I thought Dio would win, I think, when we did this. So not by that
Mine
much,
was
though.
6-6. I picked 6 Dios and 6 Ozzies.
I
I was tied.
1, 2, 3. I had 5 Ozzy and 7 Dio.
I think that's what
Yeah.
I had too.
Yeah.
Joseph mainly had Dio. I think he only picked what? No Rest for the Wicked, Diver Madman 2. That was it. He only picked 2. So he picked 10 Dio albums. So fucking it was a skunk for fucking Joseph with Dio.
Yeah, we're talking about catalog battles, so obviously, like if you start pitting albums up track by track, though, it could be a different story, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe one day we can do like, but I mean the tracks have to match up too, So one day I'd like to see. Has anybody ever pitted a Dio versus an Ozzy album track by track on here?
Yeah, we did the
We did.
debut albums.
Yeah.
You did
Blizzard of
Diver
Oz. Yeah,
versus
Oz,
Holy
yeah.
Diver. Who won that one, dude? I wasn't on that, was I?
I think you were.
You were on that one.
Was I on
remember.
that one? I don't
Yeah.
fucker. Yeah, my memory.
I'll look up on.
I gotta start taking some ginkgo biloba, man.
I think
I
everybody needs to take some ginkgo, even Lou Graham.
Lou Graham,
he
he
was-
really
he
needs to
was
take,
really-
well, I give him a pass because he had brain cancer. So
I know. But that was the battle, man. Dio killed Ozzy, man. So we got any final thoughts, Jerry?
That's actually a really fun episode to do, man. I enjoyed, I guess I didn't get into the last Dio album. I didn't have enough time, but it was actually fun to do.
I was almost gonna suggest a Cadillac battle between Sabbath and Zeppelin, but we had just did the Zeppelin episode
Yeah.
Well,
the week before.
that'd be a clean sweep.
Zeppelin
I
break.
don't know, man. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of
Let's
Zeppelin
see,
crap songs.
Next week we're doing kind of interesting. We're going to do side 1 versus side 2 of The Wall by Pink Floyd.
That's a good.
And I was comparing them, and they kind of like the little 2-minute instrumentals kind of match up against each other. All the little like goodbye,
That's a good idea.
goodbye cruel world, and outside the wall go together. So the songs seem to the battle against each other really well. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Jerry wanted to do like an 80s like collectible thing. I go,
No, I wanted to do retro shit, like cool retro shit, like Rubik's Cube, the fucking Walkman, stuff like
but
that.
we
the
could
coolest
talk
retro
about
stuff.
that stuff. I thought you would. I never collected shit. That's why I just collected music
Fucking
back then.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, I never
Trolls,
did
all
that shit,
man.
I never did
Garbage
that.
Pail Kids.
I collect
Light
pop-up
Brights.
dolls now.
Light Brights, fucking all kinds of shit.
Oh, we
dude.
could talk
Fucking-
about like 80s toys. That would be different. I thought you were talking about stuff I collected. I didn't collect shit.
No, just stuff that was like.
But
you
we're
still talk about it being retro now.
Well, keep that idea. Keep that idea. We'll use that. But yeah, man, are you gonna
like
be on
everybody?
that?
One more thing. Everybody had that fucking handheld Coleco football game, right?
I did too.
I did.
Everybody had that.
I even had
Yeah,
the
I love-
baseball one where you had to have 2
Yeah.
players.
I actually think I still have it too, man.
Oh,
That was
damn.
that's fucking retro there, man.
the
That's so fucking cool.
Mattel. It was the Mattel football one.
Yes, I think it was
It was,
that one.
The
it was
Coleco
white.
was
It
the
was white.
It was
baseball.
white. It was
Yeah,
white.
the
Okay.
Coleco was the baseball one.
I think
Okay.
I still have it too, man. The
Nice.
Mattel one.
Remember the little dots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
We'd be
love
running.
playing that thing, man.
That's awesome.
I used to get yelled at in school, man. Like, playing that. And,
Gosh.
you're trying to keep it like, you're trying to like keep it under the
Yeah.
desk, but, then you'd hear the, like the teacher would hear.
I know you couldn't turn down the volume on like on your cell phone back
No.
then.
I used to take tape though, and I used to put tape over the little speaker on the back so it muffled it more, so I could play it like in school and shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
So if you want to be on the Pink Floyd episode, Al, you're more than welcome.
Oh,
to.
dude, I'd love to be on that. I love to be
Okay.
on that wall.
Yeah, Andy's on there already. He already put a hand up on that one.
Cool.
So that's cool, man. We'll have you guys. Maybe Joseph could be on with us next week. We'll see. I don't. Does
So
he
you're
like Pink
putting-
Floyd?
So you're putting record 1 against record 2, right?
Record 1
Yeah.
against record 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Yeah, record 1, record 2. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, double.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, I said side
Yeah,
1,
that-
side 2. That's not it.
And they
Well,
both
I
match
said
up
disc
on,
1, disc 2.
and they both match up on tracks, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much so. I mean, he started out with "In the Flesh" versus "Hey You." I think that's going to be a sweep, the first one. But the like the 2 minute instrumentals, like "Another Brick in the Wall" Part One goes up against "Nobody Home" or "Is Anybody Out There," one of the two. But they match up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Instrumentals and stuff like that. So
yeah. I know, man.
there might,
That,
there, might, there,
yeah.
might, there might be one or two that are off, but they mostly are together.
Actually, it'll give me an excuse to listen to The Wall again because I haven't listened to that album in a while. So,
Nice.
all
I
right,
love
cool.
the Wall live. What 1980 or 81? One of
Yeah,
those
that
two.
80, yeah, that
God,
disc that they put out years
that's
ago.
my favorite. I have that. I have the
That's
original.
great, man.
Great.
It is.
You know where I found that? I found that it was like the book because it was the regular CD version, and then there was a book version of it. And I remember one time in Costco, they were still selling like CDs, and they had that there, and I thought that was out of print actually, and I was like, shit. So I snatched it up. Now I love that thing, man. That's a great live album.
Yeah, it's one of the best live albums, man. Love that live album.
Yeah.
But man, Al, pimp your stuff, man.
Well, yeah, next week, on Blacksspinner Circle, we're gonna have our top 10 songs plus five that have the number two in it, or have to do with number two. Uh, so anything that has, twice as hard, or you know, double vision, that could work. Things like that. Things that happen to have that can do with number two in the
Love me
title.
two times,
There
stuff
you
like
go, another one.
Two timer.
Yeah,
two
two
times.
timer. Yeah, there you go. So that's gonna be next week's episode. Um, my wife and I were going to see Billy Joel and Sting on Saturday here in Florida.
Nice.
Could be a cool show.
My
On
wife
Sunday,
doesn't like Sting. I want to see. I said, let's go see Billy Joel and Sting. She goes, I don't like Sting. Oh God, I was like, so.
yeah, well, I love the Police, so and I
She
like some
does
of
too,
Sting.
but she doesn't
I
like
like
Sting
I like
solo.
some of Sting's solo stuff too. He had some pretty horrible stuff too, but
Yeah.
but it's so and I love Billy Joel. I've always being in New Jersey, he was a staple on the radio for me, so I grew up on that guy. And I like the new song that he put out. I really do, man.
Oh,
I
that's
thought
a great song. I should
it
buy
was
the single. They
yeah,
have it on vinyl. You could buy it on 45 on Amazon.
yeah. Um, and then Sunday, and Eddie Canestracci actually expressed interest. I have like free tickets to go see Enough's Enough on Sunday.
Nice.
And Eddie was like, "Yeah, man, he said he was supposed to do a podcast on Sunday, but he says if he can line it up, he would go with me. So, but whatever. My weekend's filled with concerts and shit. So
He's a cool
my
dude to go see a show with. I've seen
oh yeah, man. I've gone. So I went to go see George Lynch with him, which was cool.
He's just a cool dude. He's a cool dude just to fucking talk
we
shop
saw
with, man. I
we
mean,
saw
seriously, man.
we saw Judas Priest twice together. So it was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, cool. So that's my thing, man.
Yeah, Jerry, any final thoughts, man?
No, like I said, this was another fun show. This weekend, it's me and my wife's anniversary. So
Happy
we're gonna go to
anniversary.
Wolf Lodge in Knoxville. It's really cool. It's got this fucking huge ass indoor water park, and I'm a fucking water park fucking fan, so I'll go to any one. So looking forward to that.
Come to LA, we have Raging Waters.
Then I think we're going to be doing two episodes of the Three Shots Down podcast on Monday or Tuesday, one of those 2 days. Just to get them out there because we're a little bit behind. Kate's like so busy; she's trying to get her, comic career going. Which I wish her well in that. Hopefully,
Yeah,
she becomes successful. She's a cool chick, man, or cool broad as she calls herself.
Yeah.
But
Well, you
other than
also
that,
you need to also upgrade from the free version of Podbean to get those.
oh yeah. By the way, Mark, thank you for helping us get on other platforms, and I'm glad my fucking cat is back. It's been a fucking pretty good day.
cool.
And yeah, Three Shots Down. Check it out. Also, check out the Freeform Rock podcast. Tomorrow we have Faster Pussycat, Wake Me When It's Over review with Michael Berlin from
Ooh,
50
yeah.
years of rock and roll. Yeah, and no spoilers, bitch.
Sorry.
Man, but let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Al. And I'll see you next week,
guys.
Al. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, guys, thank you for having me on again, man.
Dude, it's
We
always
love
a
you,
pleasure
man.
having you on.
Take it
Take
easy.
care.
And Joseph, stop. You rule. Later.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.